Hello everyone, my name is Navya Virani. Today I am going to answer the internal 2 paper of data science. So let's start with the first question. In Bayes' theorem, P of A by B is equals to. So let us answer this. We have P of B by A times P of A whole divided by P of B. Let's move on to the next question. The 68, 95, 99.7 rule describes the probability mass of the distribution. Not the answer to this is normal distribution. Normal distribution. The trick that measures uncertainty gained when replacing distribution A with B is called KL divergence. The rigid regression uses an L dash penalty while lasso uses an L dash penalty. So answer to this would be L2 and L1. Okay. A model that performs well on training data but fails on unseen data suffers from overfitting. In logistic regression, coefficients are estimated using the dash likelihood function, that is maximum likelihood estimator. In hyperplane in SVM that maximizes distance between pieces is called the maximal margin hyperplane. Maximal margin hyperplane. In clustering, k-means minimizes the within cluster sum of. The answer to this would be squares of distance from the center. Squares of distance from the center of the cluster. In PCA, the first principal component captures the maximum possible data variance. The highest variety data is captured. CNNs are particularly effective for dash data while RNNs are suited for dash data. CNNs are suited for image data while RNN are suited for sequential data. In TensorFlow, the structure representing operations and dependencies is called a computational graph. TensorFlow graphs are units of computation. Hadoop's fault-tolerant distributed storage system is called HDFS, Hadoop Distributed File System. A SQL query combining rows from multiple tables based on related columns uses the join clause. Join query combines multiple rows from multiple tables. The Python collection that ensures only unique elements is called a set, Python set. Set in Python can only allow unique elements, not duplicates. Bootstrapping is a resampling method that samples with replacement. Let's move on to the next section. Section B, machine learning concepts, and does match the column type. So let's start. Manhattan distance maps to Euclidean distance maps to straight line or point-to-point distance. Pearson coefficient maps to option D, and Spearman coefficient is correlation based on ranks. L1 regularization can shrink some coefficients to 0, also known as feature selection. L2 regularization shrinks all coefficients proportionally, cannot shrink any coefficient to 0. Backing is mapped to G, bootstrapped aggregation of trees. Boosting is mapped to sequentially focusing on misclassified samples. Ridge regression uses this kind of penalty, and lasso regression uses this kind of penalty. Let's move on to the next section, which is the section C, deep learning, and this is a numerical based section. Compute probability. A fair die rolled twice. Probability that sum is exactly 7. So a fair die rolled twice will have 36 possible outcomes, and the probability that the sum is 7 will occur only 6 times, either 2, 5 or 3, 3, 4 or 1, 6, and reverse of it. So these will be 6 results and total 36 outcomes. So 6 by 36 will become 1 by 6 as the final answer. For binomial distribution, n equals 10, p equals 0.5, expected value equals 2. So in binomial distribution, the expected value is n times p. So this will become 5. If r square equals 0.8 and TSS is equals to 100, compute RSS. So we have formula for RSS, which is 1 minus r times 2, r to the power 2, I'm so sorry, times TSS. So we will have 1 minus 0.8, which is equals to 0.2 times 100, which will give us 20. 20 is the answer for it. In linear regression, gradient descent update rule for weight W is such that W minus alpha times, this is the differentiation dL by dW, where L is loss and W is weight. So basically we are differentiating loss with respect to weight. For a normal distribution, what percent of data lies between -2 and +2? That would be 95%, because of the rule 68, 95 and 99.7. For k-fold cross validation with k equals 5, each iteration uses what percent of data for training? In a k-fold cross validation method, k is the number of folds we divide the data into, and we leave one data set out of it for testing and the other for training. So 4 by 5 data sets will be used for training always. So this gives us 80% data for training and the remaining for testing. Compute precision is if TP is 40 and FP is 10. Precision is TP divided by TP plus FP. So this will become 40 by 50, which is again 0.8. If recall and precision are given, F1 score. F1 score's formula is 2 times precision times recall whole divided by precision plus recall. Here we have 2 times 0.8 times 0.4 whole divided by 1.2, because 0.8 plus 0.4 is 1.2. We'll have a final answer of 0.533 approximately. Model gives true positive is 70, true negative 80, false positive 20 and false negative accuracy. Accuracy's formula is all the true results added whole divided by all results, TP plus FP plus TN plus FN. So here we will have 150 divided by 200. So our answer will be 0.75. For a Poisson lambda equal to 3 distribution, expected value will be lambda only, which is 3. Let's move to the next section, which is section D, which is Python data structures. It is Python commands based. Write Python code to compute mean of a list A2468 using NumPy. It's a very simple function. NP is NumPy is imported as NP dot mean of A. Convert list 1, 2, 3 to a NumPy array. NP dot array of this 1, 2, 3. Create a data frame from dictionary A, this dictionary using pandas. So I'll just copy this dictionary and I'll use pd.data frame of this dictionary. Replace all missing values in a data frame df with column mean. The command for that is df dot fill na with df dot mean. These both are functions. Display first 5 rows of data frame df. The command that is a very simple function, df dot head plot histogram of a column height using matplotlib. We have imported matplotlib.pyplot as pl.hist and column height is ht. Done. Apply one hot encoding to categorical column color. We have a function for that as well in pandas library, which is pd.get underscore dummies with the color column, so df color, and done. Compute correlation between two pandas column x and y. So for x and y, df of x dot corr correlation of df of y. Find unique elements in a list using pattern set. We'll just create a set of that list which will filter out all the duplicates for my list. Done. Add a new key value pair pi equals 3.14 to dict d. So d of index pi b equals to 3.14. We have added a new element. Created dq to append elements 1, 2, 3. It is a very simple function, dq of 1, 2, 3. Done. Pop the smallest element from heap. We have heap q library in Python which contains the function heap pop, and our heap's name is heap, so we will enter that. Create numpy array of zeros of shape 3, 3. And p.zeros is a function which creates that kind of a matrix or an array for you. Convert column date to date type in pandas, which is also defined in a function in pandas library, pd dot to underscore date time, and we'll give the column data frame date to it, and done. Filter data frame rows where column score is greater than 50. So data frame rows where the column score is greater than 50. That's how we do it. So let us move to the next and the last section of this paper, section E, analytics and application. No single ML algorithm performs best on all problems refers to the dash theorem. It is called as no free lunch theorem. The method that uses smaller training subsets repeatedly to estimate test error is called cross-validation. In cross-validation, data is divided into testing and training subsets, so smaller divisions. In KNN, k nearest neighbors, runtime grows with big O of n dash, where n is number of points and d is dimensions. That would be big O of n times d. nd. The curse of dimensionality affects algorithm that depends on dash metrics. It would be distance metrics. PCA transforms correlated features into dash components. Uncorrelated components. The process of mapping words to numerical vectors in NLP is known as word embeddings. Embeddings is the process of mapping words to numerical values or vectors. In a neural network, removing random neurons during training is called dropout. Dropout is an overfitting prevention techniques which lets a neural network train on different neurons rather than the expected ones, dropping out different neurons at different times. Spark uses dash RDDs for fault-tolerant distributed data storage. RDDs stands for resilient distributed data sets. Resilient distributed data sets. In Hadoop, YARN stands for yet another resource negotiator. Yet another resource negotiator. So with that, I have completed the data science internal 2 paper. Hope you liked it. Thank you for watching.